Hello, my name is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Rows, the worst movies of 2012. Now, I just want to let you all know out there that I make a point not to see bad movies. There's a lot of movies, and why should I go out of my way to see something I perceive is going to be bad? So, that being said, I still saw quite a few clunkers this year. So, here we go. With number 10, I'm going to go the first of two movies on my worst movies of the year with Channing Tatum. Now, Channing Tatum, I mean, he was really funny in 21 Jump Street, but not The Vow. The Vow is one of these movies that it's in these romantic kind of drama movies, but in that uh, mold of those kind of movies. But I just thought it was just so contrived and so unbelievable. I mean, I didn't believe. That's part of what makes, in my opinion, Channing Tatum not that good of an actor. He's not believable in these dramatic roles. And I liked him in 21 Jump Street, but not The Vow. And I don't like The Vow at all. So number 9 is The Hunger Games. Now, Jennifer Lawrence is one of my favorite movies of the year, and she's a great young and up and coming actress. Um, and there's some other good actors like Stanley Tucci in this movie, and Woody Harrelson and stuff. But I mean, it wasn't even believable that this could even exist. This world of kind of a post-apocalyptic world. They choose a kid from each district and they have them go fight. I mean, the slum scenes, didn't even look like slums to me. It was like some set that they just threw up and said, okay, here, walk across here, and then throw some bread. I mean, and I just didn't believe in these characters and in this movie, in this whole world, and I just absolutely hated the Hunger Games, and I know Jennifer Lawrence is doing Catching Fire, so we're gonna get more because this movie wasn't geared towards people like me. So number 8, I'm gonna say Wrath of the Titans. Now, Wrath of the Titans is the sequel to Clash of the Titans. You have Liam Neeson and some of these people. Ray Fiennes reprising their roles as Hades and Zeus, respectively. But it's like I feel like these guys are just doing this for the fun of it. Like they're out there having fun themselves because they can't find any other work. So let's go ham it up in this movie. And it's just, I mean, the special effects. Don't get me wrong, they were decent, and I just could not stand this movie whatsoever. I don't. I mean, sometimes they say, okay, something does good, we're gonna make another one. Well, don't make another one because there's a lot of sequels that are garbage, and Wrath of the Titans is one of them. So number 7 is the first of a couple of romantic comedies. Now, I have a pet peeve when it comes to comedies. Don't make me laugh by doing cursing all the time, or groin jokes. I do not want to laugh by you getting hit in the groin or saying jokes about your groin or cursing. And in my opinion, this is 40 just was like way over the top with the cursing. The kids are cursing, and I didn't even believe Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann in as these two main characters. Leslie Mann, she's Judd Apatow's wife, and their kids are in the movie. Maybe they should have had Judd Apatow in there instead of Paul Rudd. I don't know. Maybe they should have got rid of all these people because this movie was not believable at all. And I just didn't laugh. I thought it was stupid and overbearing and just obnoxious. And they got rich cars and they got businesses. Oh, but we're poor. We're having all kinds of financial problems and this and that. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to see a funny scene, there was a scene where the daughter and deleted scenes after the credits does impersonations of the Kardashians. That's about it. Now, number 6 is my other romantic comedy that I really did not like, and I didn't believe that these two people, Emily Blunt and Jason Segel, would move away, would move away, then move back and do all this stuff. They weren't believable as a couple to me, you know, let alone 5 years of, you know, back and forth and who knows this and who, you don't know if they're gonna go or come or whatever. I mean, I didn't even care by the point this movie was over. I didn't even care whether they stayed together, if they didn't stay together. I just was like, please let me out of this movie. And once again, the groin jokes. I do not want to laugh at groin jokes. So I hated 5 Year Engagement. Now, number 5 on my top 10 worst movies of the year list is my second pick of Channing Tatum. Now, Channing Tatum is okay in this movie, but everybody else is horrible except for Matthew McConaughey. I mean, there's a young lady in this. I can't remember her name right now. She can't act her way out of a paper bag, and she's supposed to be like one of the main characters of the movie. And I mean, I'm a huge fan of Steven Soderbergh. I love last year's Contagion and Haywire that came out as well. God Almighty, I hope he doesn't make another clunker like this. This is an absolute piece of junk. Magic Mike was stupid. He had kept wrestlers. Kevin Nash can't act. You know what I mean? But all right, number 4 is there was a lot of superhero movies out this year. The Avengers, The Dark Knight, The Amazing Spider-Man, and so forth. But the worst of the worst, and probably one of the worst superhero movies of all time, and I don't know why they did a sequel. First of all, Nicolas Cage has been on such a bad streak lately, and Ghost Rider is no better. I mean, it is absolutely garbage. These people are horrible actors in this movie. The special effects aren't even realistic. They're like jumping off the screen, and you can tell that they're in a realistic like desert or a set or whatever in the background. But then there's a separation between the special effects and this. I mean, it was kind of, I don't know if they meant to do that or not. That kind of looked campy to me. So I did not like Ghost Rider at all. And I think Nick Cage needs to. Nick Cage, he needs to quit it with Ghost Rider. I mean, I don't think he. This is a movie that we need to see a third of. But all right, number 3 is Lockout. Okay, now Guy Pearce has had a decent year, with Lawless and Prometheus, but not Lockout. I mean, this whole concept of this, the president's daughter is going to go up to this prison in space, and then of course she gets captured. I mean, the dumbest concept. I mean, there's a better movie this year with a prison in space, and it's funny and it's interesting and it's got heartwarming story, and that's Men in Black 3. So I would recommend Men in Black 3 over Lockout. This is a piece of garbage. I hated this movie, and the acting was horrible in it too by these people. Now, number 2, This Means War. First of all, I can't even buy 2 men thinking enough about Reese Witherspoon to chase after and do all this crazy stuff, let alone a couple CIA agents. Like, they could have any woman, and they're going to chase after Reese Witherspoon. This is a takeoff on Spy vs. Spy, but God, they did a horrible job, and Chris Pine and Tom Hardy really have some good work on their resume this year, with The Dark Knight Rises and People Like Us, but this is an absolute piece of trash, and I hated This Means War. And number 1, it's a tie. I have a tie. I just couldn't think of which one of these 2 movies was worse. So, Battleship is first, and why are we making movies about board games in the first place? And then the movie has nothing to do with the board game. So, I mean, the acting. Once again, Liam Neeson, he must have got a paycheck or something for this, because this movie sucked balls. I hated it, hated Battleship. And I hope they don't do any more movies about board games anymore. And the other one is The Watch. I mean, The Watch, they even changed the name of it from The Neighborhood Watch because of an incident in Florida that happened. You don't want to mess with people, get people upset, so they changed the name of the movie. well, they should have just canceled the movie altogether. I mean, Ben Stiller. He's done some decent stuff here and there, but Neighborhood Watch. I mean, Jonah Hill. I'm another one who's done some really good work in the last few years. But this is so unbelievably stupid, and the acting is dumb, and the jokes aren't funny. I mean, I just hated The Watch. So hopefully I'll get to see a lot better movies next year. But I'm not always gonna get a chance to see the great movies because you sometimes make mistakes and go see bad movies. But those are my worst picks of 2012. The Skip and this been From the Fourth Row's worst movies of 2012.